Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Yua, and in today's video I just want to do a really chit chat, get ready with me video while I apply on a bunch of makeup and just talk to you guys, give you guys updates on what's been going on and my thoughts of what's been going on globally as well. So if you guys would like to see and hear my opinion and try on a bunch of makeup, then let's get started. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you are new here. I do post weekly beauty, fashion, and lifestyle videos. Other than that, let's get started. All right, so just to get started, a lot of these not new, but all of these makeup products I'm going to be putting on today, they're not necessarily brand new, but some of them I have tried once or twice. Some of them I've tried multiple times, and there's just some items I'm going to try for the very first time. So I might not name every single product, but I definitely will link it below. And then I'm just going to go ahead and just talk to you guys about what's been going on and give you guys updates about what's going on globally and how it's affecting me as well. And just talk to you guys about my thoughts and opinion of what's basically going on. So first of all, I just want to let you guys know that I did actually change my little bands on my braces. If you didn't know, I got braces, I want to say about 6 months ago. And this is probably my about third or fourth time that I did get my bands changed. So I'm so in the mood for St. Patty's Day. We are in March. So I chose green. And, you know, my teeth is definitely hurting right now. I did actually get the wire changed to be even thicker. And so it's even pulling my teeth even closer and moving it further. So, I mean, I'm not a dentist. I'm not a dental hygienist. I'm not a dental assistant. So I don't really know actually how the mechanism works about how braces move your teeth. But I know for a fact that every time you get a new wire, it definitely hurts. So I am on I want to say within still the 24-hour mark that I did just change my band and it is hurting. I could barely eat. For those who have experienced braces, definitely comment below what are your favorite foods, remedies, how to deal with pain. I feel like this is barely my second wire change. So it's been a while since I remember feeling all the pain from the initial time that the first wire has been put on. So I would love to know what do you recommend? I know I drink a lot of soups and a lot of warm items, but you know, I would forget, when I'm talking like this, my teeth are not in pain, but when I'm trying to eat or chew or bite on something, my teeth hurts again. But so far, I just want to give you guys an update that my braces, if you don't see that, my teeth is so much already straighter and I fixed a lot of the gaps and just the overcrowding, especially in the front on my bottom tooth. So if you don't know how bad my teeth was 6 months ago, definitely go look back an old video. You'll definitely see it. But my bottom teeth is I love the process. The progress has been phenomenal. I've seen differences within every time I get a new change of wire and the bands, I definitely feel and see the actual physical changes. So I definitely love braces right now. I think it's doing a fantastic job. And I'm anticipating my dentist say a minimum 6 to 8 months that I will still have to wear if everything goes as planned, if my teeth are moving correctly and at the rate that we are anticipating. But as of right now, the earliest is 6 to 8 months that I would still have to be wearing braces. But other than that, let's actually put on some makeup. Okay, well, first of all, I already do have a hydrating primer serum on. This is by e.l.f. And if I haven't posted the trying new e.l.f. products video, then it will be coming up. But if I have already posted it, I'll definitely link it up in the cards. But I'm still trying this e.l.f. hydrating primer serum. So I'm going to be using as well the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer by ColourPop. I have tried this multiple times at this point, but I don't think I've tried it on camera, or I haven't given you guys my final thoughts, and I think I've tried this enough to where I can give you guys my final thoughts. So first of all, it comes in this squeezy tube. Keep in mind it is a tinted moisturizer, so I don't feel like it gives that much coverage as tinted moisturizers really don't. I don't think that it's super hydrating per se, even though it says that it's a moisturizer, but I do like it. I feel like it does a good job if you want a super light coverage, maybe if you just on an everyday basis, or if maybe you have almost perfectly good skin and you just want to really even out your skin, I think this is a good option. I forgot to tell you guys what shade I have. This is light 7W. So the only thing is that I did notice that finding the right shade was kind of, I wouldn't say hard, but it kind of takes 2 to 3 tries, because I do feel like in the bottle it definitely looks either too dark, that you think it might be too dark, but once you put it on the face, it kind of works. You know, I feel like I still haven't found my perfect shade, because I don't feel like ColourPop, even with their other foundations and concealer, I still have problems finding my perfect shade. But I think this one works right now for what my skin tone is with this transition from winter to spring. Still kind of works. But I did initially pick up the shade medium 10N, which I think might work better when my true like summer shade is here. And I think that I might even have to mix this a little, so that I don't feel like I'm just too pale. I'm gonna go into the 10N shade, which is definitely much warmer than the what is it, 7W? Yeah, the 7W shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this shade. It's definitely a little bit warmer, a little bit deeper, and I'm just gonna put a tad of this and just put a little bit everywhere. So yeah, so definitely for my braces update, I feel like I've been adjusting very well. I think the hard thing was just taking the time to really floss, and like the oral care is just definitely so much longer than if you just without braces. So but I'm curious too, if those with like Invisalign, if you do have Invisalign or another form of like teeth correction, like how has that been? How have you adjusted to it? What do you do like for your oral care? Because I initially didn't buy those braces toothpick, and if you don't know, and this is what you're hearing for the first time, there are braces, no, toothpicks specifically made for those who have braces, which is awesome, because if not, you would have to go to with the old school, just the strings, which I know like most dentists, they prefer that. But for me, on everyday basis, it just takes way too long. I was doing that for like a month straight before I just gave up. And then I finally discovered the flosses for, did I say toothpicks? Floss for braces. And I've been using that since. And I don't think they can typically carry it at like Targets, Walmarts. I did have to order mine off Amazon. All right, so for concealer today, I'm going to use the Juvia's Place number 19. This did come out, I think, in 2019, and it's very similar to the Tarte Shape Tape. It's very full coverage, so even though I did use like a lighter coverage overall on my face, I'm gonna use a fuller coverage under my eyes. I have a darker, or really I have like dark circles on my inner corners, so I really try to kind of hide that, and I feel like it's a good balance to kind of use light coverage on the places that I don't need as much coverage, and then just use full coverage on the places that I want more coverage. So it's not like full coverage on top of full coverage, which there's nothing wrong with that either if that's what you like. Obviously, everyone has different needs, so definitely do what you like. And then to set my under eye, still loving the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter in the shade Butter. I've been using this nonstop since I got it, and it does a really good job. This is probably one of my most favorite products from Fenty to date. Just to save some time, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows off camera. Nothing new. What I have noticed is that lately I feel like the whole trend, especially with makeup and the beauty industry right now, is definitely leaning more towards natural and neutral everyday, and I love that. Maybe it has to do with, you know, with my age as well. I mean, I'm not saying I'm old per se or anything, but I just feel like as of lately I've just been transitioning back to being more neutral and natural, and just not as fuller coverage, or just not Instagram eyebrows. So I've been really enjoying going back. I've been using the Brow Gal by Tonya Crooks. I did receive this powder from my BoxyCharm. It's been like 2 years, but I really enjoy it. And then I just go through with either my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade what is this? I think it's dark brown. Or I still go through with my Benefit Precisely My Brow 4.5. So I like to go in with the powder first, and then I just like to go back a little bit and make some hair strokes. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this off camera because this definitely takes 10 to 15 minutes just doing brows. All right. Finally back. That took me longer than I anticipated. But I did actually receive the ColourPop Disney Frozen 2. This is the one with, what is it? Elsa? So this is the blue one, and I thought it was so beautiful. I did receive it from one of my sisters for Christmas, and I haven't tried it, and I thought, you know, why not? There's so much beautiful colors in here, and I just wanted to really dip in. So let's dip into the palette. So I don't know if this is still available, but from the last time I saw, I think it was, but this was what released, I think, in November or December, so it may not be available anymore. But I'm going to go into this shade right here called Fire. This one right here, I think that's like a perfect nudie pink for transition. Take off this film. Alright, so another thing that I did want to talk about and let you guys know is that I feel like starting in 2020, I feel like there's been this big push and trend about, you know, definitely being more minimalist and just consuming less. I definitely am not a minimalist in any per se, and I'm not saying I am one either, but I definitely have, you know, looked at my expenses for 2019. I did a video, I think my first video for the year, talking about how much money I spent for the year of 2019, specifically on makeup, and it was an exorbitant amount that I thought, you know what, it was just too much spending on makeup alone. Even though I do really enjoy using makeup and playing with it, I just don't use it enough to make it a reason why I spend that much. I think I spent over $2,000, and so this year we're in March. So this first 2.5 months of 2020, I've been doing a really good job. I've been purchasing less. As you guys know, I do also subscribe to BoxyCharm. I pay for my own boxes, and so that's already a subscription that I pay that's dedicated to makeup alone. And I've been really not spending makeup because I feel like I've just been really focusing on items I already have in my collection, and I just feel like I've been really enjoying all the stuff I already have. And I just also too is just that all of these new releases, I just felt uninspired and not really anything that really has been standing out to me that I felt the need to purchase it. I think makeup or not, I feel like makeup has really I definitely decreased my purchases on it, and so far I've been doing really good. I don't feel like I'm really missing out on anything. So moving on to the makeup, kind of like that blue too, but I'm gonna go into this deep maroon shade right here, cranberry maroon shade called Spindrift, and I'm gonna just further deepen that out. So I feel like this palette is not performing as good as what I'm used to with ColourPop. I don't know if it's because of these shadows or this specific palette, because I feel like it's not as blending, like it's not blending as much as as nice as what I'm used to. I mean, for those of you, if you've tried this palette, definitely let me know, but I feel like this is not the best formula I've ever tried from ColourPop. So moving on, I definitely want to use these like shimmer shades. I'm going to go into Northern Lights right here. I think it's a super gorgeous shade right there, and it looks like it's like reflective but also like duochromy, because it looks like it has like a pink base, but it reflects kind of silvery blue, like icy blue. And I'm going to put that on my lid with a dry brush. Also, I did want to touch up a little bit about what's happening globally that's affecting not only our economy but also globally throughout the world, and that is of course the pandemic, the spread of the virus. And I just wanted to, you know, say, of course, everyone is coping with it differently. And, you know, there's definitely people who are definitely more on the cautious and side. And then there's just some that who are more relaxed and, you know, they're just living their normal life. And you know what, regardless of how you're coping with it on either spectrums or in the middle, I feel like we all are either directly or indirectly have been affected by this. Regardless of what you think, we all have been, you know, because I can just speak for myself. I had a vacation that was planned in a couple of weeks, and at this point it has been permanently canceled. I don't know how the industries, especially with tourism, with flights, cruises, and anything in between that, and that is like a tripling. It's basically like a trickle down effect where it's going to affect numerous businesses, and we're all going to be affected. Not only that, but if you haven't already, I live in California. Our state has been in a state of emergency for, I think, a couple weeks now. I would say a good 2 weeks now. It seriously has hit home, and schools are all closed permanently. The entire public school system, everyone is definitely, the kids are all out of school, and even the universities as well. So regardless how you are coping with it, everyone has been affected by this, regardless if you have directly or indirectly have been affected by this. And in another sense too, I did want to talk about not only that, but just remember that in a time like this, I can speak that for the US, this is not just a US problem. We definitely can look at other countries that have been affected and are going to continually be affected. And I think that at a time like this, some behaviors that arise out of situations like this, it's just terrible. Complete terrible with how people are blaming. People have, you know, brought out disgusting behaviors in individuals that it would make no sense. Like if we didn't have this, those kinds of behavior would not even arise. So it's honestly it's very sad and also very surprising to see this happening. I mean, we all, especially here in the United States, I can't speak for other countries, but we live in a very diverse country where there are different nationalities, different ethnicities, and different religions, and anything you can think of, it exists here. And for all of us in a time like this, where we're all going to be either indirectly or directly affected by it, to not only trying to fight this horrible virus, but also fight amongst ourselves. I mean, just think about that, about what is the real problem here and what are we truly fighting for. And instead of using our energy to really help fight the virus, which is the true culprit in all of this, we're fighting amongst ourselves. Just think about that. And to me, I understand that that's, you know, that's the way that some people, they cope with it, because they think that they like to blame a certain individual or a certain ethnicity, but that's not going to fix the problem. That's truly not, regardless of what you think. All right, and then for my lower lash line, I'm going to go into, this one looks like it's like a matte shade but infused with glitters. This is it, what is it, Awakened right here. It's the same maroony shade, but there's like silver bluish reflex in it. So these are not my favorite shadows, but I'm going to go ahead and try that because I definitely am more of a matte person. I don't really like shimmers or glitters as much. But I'm going to go ahead and put on my entire lower lash line. The thing with these shadows are that once you place it on your eyes, like the glitters literally like disappear. You don't even see it unless you're like using a magnifying glass, then that's something else. But really, like, I feel like that's like a wasted shade in here. I would not have put that in here. I think another blue shade would have been nice in here. I think I want to go into this like purplish. No, yeah, I want to go into this like purplish shade right here. It's like a shimmer shade right here. It's super pretty. I'm going to use that with a dry flat brush. And that shade is called Gale. What a beautiful name, right? Gale. And I'm just going to place that a little bit on the outer corners, just to add some variation of shades. But anyways, going back to talking about the pandemic that's going on right now, I just hope that everyone's safe, and I hope that everyone has enough food on their table. And I know that this is going to affect so many individuals. People are already losing their jobs, and I know especially for small businesses this is a huge impact. Like when I was in Miami, Florida last year, when I went on the cruise, Florida is one of those states that truly depend on cruises. Like they get cruise ships that are coming in and out every single day, and there are so much shops and individual small businesses that I know that they depend on tourism and our businesses. And it's really sad that in a matter of weeks or months, I know that it will be really difficult for those businesses to continually be in business, because how are they going to pay their bills? How are they going to stay open? Ooh, one product that I've been really enjoying and I've actually gone back and forth with is this ColourPop liquid liner. I've been using it. It's actually a felt tip, which is not necessarily my favorite. I typically lean towards more brush tips because they're more flexible, but I've been really liking this one. It's really, really dark, dries down, complete matte black, and very, very, like I said, very pigmented. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and use this Tristique one that I did get, I believe, in a BoxyCharm. And it has one of these like lash curlers on one end, which I don't even use. But I actually do like the mascara side. But the thing is, it's like huge. Like it's bigger than a lipstick. It's almost as big as my primer. Like I never knew a mascara could be so big, but okay. Now we can move on to the Too Faced Natural Face Palette. I still am using this and enjoying it. I'm going to go into the Sunny Bunny shade bronzer in here, which is this warmer matte bronzer. And I'm just going to go ahead and bronze up my face. And like I said, I'm using this Alamar face brush called a bronzer brush. I really enjoy it. It has like different like little ups and down kind of demarcations, that it's not flat, so it's a very interesting, very different, but I've been enjoying it. I literally just love to just pat it, not really a lot of circular motions, but I've been really loving just to pat it. To the pandemic right now that's affecting us globally, let me know in the comment section how this is directly or indirectly affecting you. Like I mentioned earlier, this is affecting me directly because I had a vacation planned. It was actually a surprise birthday from my husband, and we've had to indefinitely cancel it, and we've had to contact airlines and really think about, like I said, that's not a big deal to me personally, but I know that it can definitely be a big deal for other individuals, because what if this was like their only one time to travel? And like even my family, I know that because schools are out, their kids are going to be home and they still have to go to work. Like that doesn't make any sense. And they're going to have to find daycare or childcare. And I know it's affecting so many individuals. And like I said, I know there are already individuals who are out of jobs already. Definitely look into your state or your city for any, maybe help and assistance they can give you in this time of need. I know definitely in California, which we call it the EDD, there's state assistance and disability assistance, and especially there's a specific, I believe there's a specific assistance for individuals who have been directly affected by this virus. And if you or your family have, and you're out on this 14-day quarantine, I feel like there is a specific assistance that's out there. Definitely do your research and Google it. And, if you need to, don't feel ashamed if you do need the help. Regards to that, I hope regardless of how you're affected, either directly or indirectly, please stay safe, and also don't stress about it. Still get your full sleep, 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and do the best you can to cope with what's going on right now. Like with anything that happens, this too shall pass. It will not last forever. And definitely we've already seen positive outcomes in other countries like China right now, and I believe South Korea and Japan. So definitely, there is a positive outlook, hoping that their information are correct. There are some positives that are coming out of that. So if we learn anything from those countries, then we do have something positive to look forward to, that it too shall pass. Also on that note, Do you guys want to see me do kind of like a kind of suggestion video and showing you guys exactly like what I've purchased to prepare and kind of just how I've isolated myself and what I'm gonna do to basically be a good use of my time. The thing is, I already do stay home a lot of the time. I don't live near my family, so I really don't go anywhere other than like Ulta, Sephora, or out shopping, or Target. I should say Target is the true culprit. I could visit Target every single day. But other than that, like, do you guys want me to give you guys a kind of video idea of what to do in this time where you're going to be at home, self-isolating, basically quarantining yourself at home? I know we're all going to be super bored, and you know, it definitely is harder for people who don't stay home all the time. But for me, I typically already do, so it's not a hard transition. But typically on the weekends, I would go out. But of course, in this time, I'm not. And another reason, I know you guys might be like, you know, some of you may say, you shouldn't feel like you should lock yourself at home. And I agree. I shouldn't feel that way. But I'm one of those compromised individuals that if I were to catch this bug, I would get truly, truly sick because I have a compromised immune system, meaning my immune system cannot process the same or what typical individuals who are normally healthy, how their immune systems would function. So I'm one of those compromised immune systems that if I were to catch this bug, I would potentially be one of the worst cases. And I'm high risk, so I'm just totally going to be, you know, isolating myself and quarantining myself at home. I know that may seem extreme for individuals, especially if you're young and healthy, but for myself, I have to think about my health first. For blush, I'm going to go back into the Too Faced Natural Face palette. I'm going to go into Pink Sand. This is more like I would say like a peachy nudie matte, and I'm also using the Alamar brush. This one is a more of a blushy, they call this the complexion brush. And then for highlighter, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and go back into that Too Faced palette. Why not? I don't really want to pull out another highlighter. I'm going to go into this Satin Sheets one right here. It definitely is more of that, what is that? That champagne, that typical one. But this one is kind of unique in that it has like a duochrome where in the light it kind of reflects kind of goldish pink. So it's really pretty. Go ahead and just top that off on my cheeks. All right, and for lips, I'm going to go into this ColourPop Lippy Sticks. This has been my favorite formula so far this year, and this is in the shade Happy Thoughts. This is a matte finish. I love these. These are super, super pigmented, and of course, reading Happy Thoughts right now. So how perfect is this, right? This name. That's a really pretty shade. I feel like it's definitely pulling more ready on camera, but in person it definitely looks a little bit more mauve-y, pinky purple. Really, really pretty. Love it. And then to finish off, I'm gonna go into my Marbodescu skincare facial. Alright, so this is the finished look using all of my makeup products today. Thank you so much for watching this video and basically listening to me chit chat today. Feel free to write down in the comments section about any of the topics that I mentioned today. Other than that, I hope wherever you are safe and try your best to stay stress-free as much as possible, as that is very important for your health. Other than that, have a wonderful day and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.